Literally, we have a chance to win their first major trophy since 1975, and I honestly did not expect to be getting anywhere near silverware at any point during this save, so this is exciting.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Survival Specialist with Den Haag. The survival part of the Survival Specialist has kind of been firmly taken care of with an episode to spare, which is pretty mad, to be honest. But I thought we'd start on Dusty Kalina. Dustly Kalina. What a great first name Dustly is. Dustly Kalina. He's really good. I did not realise he had such good attributes at 18 years old. He is ridiculously good so far, so it's really no surprise that he was able to come in and do what he's done. The fickle personality isn't fantastic, but he's very, very good, and really good in the air too, with that 18 heading that he's got. He's just a really good young player. Another of the incredible conveyor belt of talent that this club have brought through. So obviously at the end of today's video, before we leave properly, we will be doing a complete roundup of former clubs from other saves, former clubs from this save, as well as the big leagues from around the rest of Europe as well. I know you guys are always interested in that, and I am as well. So it's the cup final today. Literally, we have a chance to win their first major trophy since 1975, and I honestly did not expect to be getting anywhere near silverware at any point during this save, so this is exciting. It's Cambuur versus Den Haag in the final. Oh, and the only real change I want to make, honestly, is to bring Octay back. Although, I mean, do we? Octay will definitely come back in, though. Ibrahim's nearly back as well, incredibly, after that torn hamstring. So Juan will almost certainly have to play left back, since it seems that Van Duyn is still... I think he actually picked up a knock as well, which has not helped us. Do we go with... Mandela has to be on the bench, surely. As Inoki has actually started to pull his form back together a little bit more lately, and I feel like he deserves to play in this game. Dela is one of those weird ones. He's definitely got some assists, but he does rack up a bit of rating just because of taking set pieces, and he has underperformed his XG massively, even worse than Inoki has. So I think that's going to be our lineup for the cup final. I would not be surprised at all to see Dustly Kalina make an appearance at this one. But this is the team that we will play against. I don't really recognise any of the names in the team. Steve White in there. Bert Nopper. That is a brilliant name that they've got in there as well. And James Eaton through the middle, who's an Englishman on loan from Chelsea. Oh my God, look at him. I have a horrible feeling, because we play Cambuur in our next game in the league as well. I have a horrible feeling that we'll play really well in this game, lose the cup final, and then in the next game in the league, we'll go out and hump them 4-0 or something whilst playing much worse. Oh, hang on, there's Van Duyn. He's suspended. He's on the bench, but he isn't on the bench. I just noticed that. So with that in mind, Yvonne Tessier will come onto the bench instead of him. These guys are not mugs by any means. Like, there's a reason why they're as far up the league. They were actually challenging in the European places at one point. I think they're still 6th in the league. So they're definitely a very good side that they've got. I think Eaton might have come in January, actually. Hey, with the form we're in, I honestly feel like we could beat just about anybody. I feel like the only team that have really been much, much better than us in a game was Ajax, and even then, we had our moments in that one. We've been that good since Kim took over the club. I think this is the first time that Kim Ball has completely revolutionised the team. I genuinely feel like over a full season, this team would be challenging for the Champions League spots, which is kind of mad when you consider where we took over. An early goal, I think, is going to be key for us. We've fallen behind a lot this season and proven that we can come back, but you don't want to have to do that in a cup final. That's just really not ideal. Vidmar with a great first touch. He's got through and he's drilled it well wide, but he's so lethal in that position. Dangerous here, though, because if we get dispossessed, problems will arise. And again, it's back to Vidmar out on this right. He has already started off brilliantly, taking people on, getting good balls in. Severson now. Good. Vidmar can get this back. He's just occupying that little pocket here, as Willem's header is well tipped over the crossbar, but what a great start. Not to raise the alarm, but there's 12 minutes on the clock, and we have had 80% possession in this game. They've barely touched the ball. Juan, the left back, scores in the cup final, and frankly, there's just... Cambuur have barely even turned up in this game. 80% possession for Den Haag. They've not really got out of their half in the first 12 minutes of this match. Just complete domination. Even with that said, I would not have put my money on Juan being the man to give us the lead here, but once he gets there, he's just pinged it. Keeper goes the wrong way. If anything, the keeper's diving out of the way. We've got something to hang on to now in the cup final. 70-odd minutes away from silverware this season, which would be just mental. Vidmar going in there again, but he's still got the ball. Pulls it back for Octay. Severson now. Oh, he's lost it. Vidmar was making a good run, but once again, the clearance is just going straight back to us. Boschart, we need to make this situation count. Inoki. Oh, it's a good save from Pyther. Everybody's just up for it tonight. Vidmar, Monnier. A second goal could kill this, potentially. Willems, round the side for Monnier. Good block. We really do need a second goal while we're in such control of this match. Look at the passing play. Everybody's just finding spaces right now. And oh, look at the room for Vidmar. Down it comes. Brilliant strike and another big save. And Vidmar on the end of it couldn't keep it in. Clips it long. But once again, Eaton's dropped way too deep. And we're just able to pick the ball up and go again. And the passing has really worked brilliantly today. Willems now. Vidmar's no doubt about to make a run. There he goes. Vidmar on the touch again. Oh, and it's over the bar this time from Vidmar. Vito, come on, man. Boschart with a huge challenge there. Once again, I don't think I've seen any of the highlights so far where Cambuur have even got into our final third so far in this first half. Vidmar, there's runs left and right. He has to find one of them. Oh, there was a chance there, but maybe maybe he can make a run from deep now. Every now and then we burst into these little spells of one-touch football as Lester Willems drills it wide. Yeah, that was ridiculous. We still have 74% possession in this game. They've had one shot. I don't know when that was. I don't think we even saw it. But what a first half performance. Boschart's been superb in this game, just spraying passes about. And he's been everywhere. We desperately need a second goal in this game because you know how these things can go. Surely in the second half, they can't be as bad as they were in that first half. They're going to try and win a bit more possession back and find some balls for James Eaton. Oh, Monnier. Oh, he can't keep it in. First goal for the club, which was nice for him as well. One of our signings in January. Which is a pleasing sign, I suppose. A knocky. Oh, wow. Monnier's come all the way out wide and has just delivered the ball straight to Cambuur. But hopefully... All right, here's the chance that we were hoping not to happen. Eaton's got through. It's such a tight angle, though. Hopefully, it should be straightforward. What a tackle. Just denied. Monnier's not really seen a lot of action up front. It's been very heavily a midfield and wide player type of game here. Willems, though, could cut through. Oh, he's gone too deep. Unless he could pull this across. Now he could. Whips it through. Vidmar! Oh, dear. Vito. I'm making the change. Dustley's going to get half an hour to see what he's capable of. Here is a knocky. Oh, that's a great little fake. To drop that back outside again. He's tried it a few times here, if anything. Boschart now. Back for a knocky. Will he eventually shoot? He's going to pop it outside for Gay instead on the left. And it's clear, but we should... Oh, no, we won't be actually on the end of this here, as Jameson's got it. It's a nice little run from him. Now the defenders have got to get themselves sorted out. There's a huge gap at the back post. Just don't let Nopper get this ball in. That's it. Keep him out of the box. Clip to the edge of the box. Mihailov, good tackle. And should be cleared. No! Huge save from Sami Agger. Eaton gets a sniff of an opportunity there, and Agger is able to deny him, but it's those kind of opportunities that sometimes can just fall. There's going to be shots for teams in games, and you have to be aware of it. Nopper delivers a short one. Oh, God, the runners. Bošković. Great tackle from Boschart. Absolutely superb. What are you talking about? He better not give this. Oh my God, it actually didn't. Thank Christ for that. I was about to throw something if that was given as a penalty. Criminy. It was so bad it made me say criminy. I mean, am I from the 1950s? Apparently. Octay. Oh, around the side for Vidmar. Bit of space now. Can he get this across on his left foot? Pops it in. It's cleared away, but Octay now outnumbering them here. And if he could get this back to Vidmar, he'll have tons of room to take the shot. And he's got back for Schwan. He nearly had a brace. Octay's ball, headed clear, and Severson picks it down. And Vidmar, can he turn? He can't get it back on his left foot. Octay, round the side for Vidmar. He has to square this. Oh, Vidmar. Knocks it in, and Vidmar was on the end of that. Now, hang on, a chance potentially here for Cambuur. We need a big tackle on him, and quickly. Bošković is across here. Pereira's flying in, and he's blocked it brilliantly. Just knocks that one to Didier, but hopefully we can bring this down. Boschart with a superb tackle. He's been on fire today. He might actually win man of the match just for that midfield dominance. What's his rating? 7.8. Yeah, I think there's a strong chance that Boschart is man of the match today, although maybe the defenders could get it as well. This is the final few seconds. Ball whipped through. It's cleared away. And there it is. Cambuur 0, Den Haag 1. And we've actually won the Dutch Cup. The Toto KNVB BEKER has been won by Den Haag for the first time since 1975. I think on the day we were comfortably the best side. I just can't believe we've actually managed to win silverware in a survival specialist save. But, I mean, the only really tough game we had in the run since we took over was the Feyenoord one, and we were fantastic in that game, and there we go, we lift the trophy. Their first trophy since 1975. That's 65 years since a major trophy, and we've won it. That's nuts. Oh, Kim Min is going to be remembered there. What a season we've had. And it still isn't over yet. Just incredible scenes. I don't think we can argue. I think we were comfortably the best side on the night. 69% possession. Nice. I mean, it came down a little bit in the second half, but the dominance was clear. There was that one chance. The chance for Eaton was the big opportunity that Cambuur had. We possibly could have had more as well, but Boschart thoroughly deserved... wait, did he win man of the match? I think he did. Right then, well, I mean, we've got that to hang our hat on, I suppose, winning the Dutch Cup. That's incredible. So yeah, a couple of league games, back for the last game of the season against PSV, and then a little bit of a look around Europe, maybe eyeing up our next job potentially. So, back in a sec. Right then, friends, we are back. Our final couple of league games off camera. Obviously, still got one more to go. And we hosted the team that we just beat in the cup final. And, well, isn't it just predictable? It's just so predictable. 37 minutes in. Could have been a penalty there, to be fair. Floshman strike, back of the net. 1-0 Cambuur after 37 minutes. It's just how these things go. But in the second half, yeah, it got worse. As Clement made it 2-0 on 47 minutes from the penalty spot. And we weren't playing particularly well either. But then, in the 50th minute, we got a little bit of a lifeline, as we often do. Severson's ball in. Dusty Kalina off the bench to score the goal after Monnier went off injured in the first half. This was good for us. And then, 64th minute, ball in, Gay's header, and it was 2-2. Back in the game, looking very good. They'd only had 2 shots on target, so I figured, you know what, we can push for the whole damn thing. And then this happened. Bad stuff here. Nopper drills it, goalkeeper screws it up, and it was 3-2 to Cambuur. 3 shots on target they had, and they scored all of them. You can see what I mean about how I think the keeper definitely has been at fault for a lot of this. Like, this is not a game that we should be losing. It was a pretty even game in the end. The penalty certainly made them look better, perhaps, but still. Then again, if you'd give me a choice of lose this one or lose the other one, I'd have very much chosen this one, because it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's just so very typical, isn't it? 3 shots on target. Thankfully, though, we were able to get our form back in the final game off camera. Kalina's penalty after 9 minutes gave us the lead against NEC, and then in the 54th minute, Gay's header made it 2-0, and that was it. Very comfortable victory for us in the end, but it's nice to see Dusty Kalina score yet again. I think he's got 4 goals, despite only starting 1 game for us, and then with Monnier out of the last game of the season, you can bet your bum that Dusty Kalina is going to be starting up front for us. He is a very talented young man. So just very quickly, that moves us to 11th in the league, 42 points and -1 goal, because we play PSV today, which is going to be very difficult. But hey, we're going to go out there and see what can happen in there too. You might notice that Jamie Burke, 24 goals for Heerenveen, despite them being sort of a mid-table club, is pretty impressive. I also totally forgot that, of course, as a result of winning the cup, we technically qualified them for the Europa League for next season. And I know there's always the temptation, oh, you should do another season. It's not the point of the save. That will not be happening, but it is still cool that we've managed to do that. I'll be interested to keep track on them for next season. Unfortunately, Ferdinand Barry is going to have to come back in because Octay is once again suspended. Kalina will be playing through the middle, obviously. Man has been sensational lately. Lester Willems has actually really struggled, so I'm tempted to start Florian Didier here. And yeah, maybe give Florian Grant. Give both the Florians a run out on the final day of the season, eh? And in that same vein, I feel like Enoki's kind of going off again a bit lately too, so Tim Dale will come back in, because why the hell not, eh? I'm not expecting miracles for the lads here. It's going to be tough. Ralph Mulder's team clearly are a decent side, 3rd in the league, but we've given Ajax a good run for their money, and we didn't beat. We got a draw against Utrecht. We beat RZ. There's definitely quality in this team. It's actually kind of nutty. And Dustley, just out of nowhere. I think Dustley Kalina actually has more goals for us now than Monnier does in the games that we've actually managed. So that alone should tell you something. I think Kalina is definitely going to be one of those players to keep an eye on in the future of this save. Methinks. He'll be good for the looking forward, potentially. Because, I don't know, I feel like Dutch International is definitely on the cards. Juan takes it short for Boschart. Oh, he could have lost it here. Is there a back post cross for someone, potentially? Ball in is Florian Didier, and his header is just wide. Clips it long. Should be an easy one for Gay, but that's going to be brought down by Sayer, and this could not be good for us. There's a lot of cluster of players in the middle. Florian Grant's flying into tackles, but not really winning the ball very much here. Sundin, and it's 1-0 to PSV. Yeah, they were sort of clustering in the middle of the box there, and there wasn't enough players tracking them, and Ivan Sundin gets the goal. It's 1-0 PSV. I mean, they're a good side. I'd like to see us give them a crack at it here, but like we've had to rotate a few players around. I'm giving a few guys some game time, so maybe it's not the end of the world. We're still going to finish on an excellent points tally. Sundin with a great finish as well. Dale has picked up a knock, so a knocky might have to come on for him very soon, in fact. Oh, that's just a dreadful piece of play for us again. We do look a bit shaky at the moment. Didier. Dustley struggled really to get into the game. Maybe he's just super sub McGee. And, oh, there was his chance, maybe. Well, half time. Ironically, that's their only shot. As things currently stand, in our last 3 games, we've now conceded all 4 shots on target that we've faced. It's not ideal. It does make you question, not even the defence so much that, in those scenarios. It's more about the goalkeeper, potentially. And I feel like, were there to be as another season, it would definitely be an area I'd look to improve. And we'd have to anyway, what with Aga leaving anyway. So there's definitely that as a factor. Florian Grant now out wide. Whips it through, and Didier couldn't get there. Or rather, the ball never reached him. Sadro's ball goes long, and it's flicked down, and Gomez picked this up here. They're just allowing a huge gap through the middle for him, and it's a save has been made. One thing this team has done very well, I've noticed since we took over, is the amount of possession we're getting in games. They're really good at holding the ball, despite our, it's the same tactics, really, that we've been using at every club. And I don't think any other team has really taken that part of the style to heart as much as these guys have. They've been so good at holding onto the possession. Come on, lads, dig us out an equaliser. Didier's ball in this time, and it's going to come back to him. But if you could just find a good ball in, as Cambuur take the lead away at Pexvoller. Good ball in, maybe Boschart pops it across for a Enoki. Wow, just plucked out the air by Zadro, who've essentially ended up making substitutions that revert us exactly back to the front three that my assistant wanted to play in the first place. He's about to be very right, I sense. Oh, maybe not, as it's 2-0. Junior and Goma makes it 2-0 to PSV now. It's been a pretty good game from us. We've been matching them for the most part, but the chances have fallen our way and we haven't taken them, and the chances that PSV have got, they have. And I think that really is the big difference between us. This tackle here, if he just gets a toe on that, and then he's kind of always tracking back, but it really could still be blocking this. There's several chances to clear the ball, though, and they don't take them. We've come back from 2-0 down many, many times this season, like more than I've ever seen in a single season, honestly. The amount of times we've managed to come from behind and either get stuff or then throw it away again afterwards, but we have done it before. Can it be done again? Not with play like that, it can't. But if we get a goal back here, maybe there's still hope for us. Onoki. Boschart, can he find that cutting pass? Nobody's really making the runs for him at the moment. Willems, now here we go. Kalina. Boschart, now we're starting to get things going a little bit. One-touch stuff. Juan out wide. Can he find a good cross? He can, and Vidmar's there. Well, there we go. Exactly what we needed. Vitar Vidmar's 10th goal of the season. Juan with another brilliant ball in. He's put some lovely crosses in over the last few matches, and Vidmar gets into double figures. Look at this little 1-2 here. Off the head. Just first one-touch stuff, moving PSV around a little bit more, and that's what we need to do. When we get those sorts of plays going, the goalkeeper, if anything, is impeded by his own defender. There's still a chance. I mean, he scored the winner in the cup final, and now he has provided a few assists as well, some solid defensive performances. I think he was 160 grand well spent. Lovely ball for Willems. Can he square it? And Kalina's on the end of it. It is 2-2. Dustly Kalina. 5 goals now after 2 starts in the team. Wow. And within, literally in a space of 3 minutes, we've gone from 2-0 down and being completely out of this game to yet again coming from a 2-0 deficit to take the lead. What a ball this is from Juan, though. Into the channel for Lester Willems. Brilliant cross from him. And Kalina, it's not easy, but he's done the job. Come on. The ability for this team to dig themselves out of 2-0 deficits is utterly mad. I think this might be the 5th time this season, in the half year that we've managed the club, that we've managed to come from 2-0 down in a game. Although, I swear as well, in 2 of those matches, we've also then gone on to lose anyway. So there is that as a factor. Onoki. And I don't think we've ever actually turned any of them into victories from 2-0 down. So there is that as well. Vidmar out wide. Can we do the inevitable? Oh, Vidmar, he's going straight through. It's a good save from Zadro. Sadly not. PSV 2. Arleo Den Haag 2. We definitely put the gas on in the second half. Once again, brilliant from Dustly Kalina. He scored again. I think he's scored in every appearance that he's made for the club this season. It's utterly mad. Brilliant work from him, though. 2 goals back in those minutes. Literally conceding in the 69th minute, and then we were just like, right, no, not allowed. Brilliant performance again. That's how it ended. And as you will see, Twente lost 3-0, and Sparta Rotterdam managed to get their victory over Fortuna Sittard to keep themselves in the top flight. That's pretty impressive, because I think they were one of the teams right down there with us when this whole thing started, so they've done brilliantly. Heracles did actually start making some results towards the end, but not enough. Roda are relegated, but they did still get 32 points in the end. Those relegation places, we needed the... we just say that, we didn't need all the points, but we did end up needing a decent amount of points. I'm very impressed with the lads. In the end, we ended up finishing 10 points above the drop zone in 11th place with 43 points. That's mad. Yeah, what an incredible end to the season. 43 points on the board. I don't know how many the team had when we came in, but it feels like our PPG since we took over has been nothing but... I think it would have put us second over a full season. That's how good we've been. But you can really see just how much the team have underperformed when you look at the expected point. 3rd! And it gets worse when you do here. 60... They were supposed to have scored 68 goals. And only supposed to have conceded 47, let's say. So we conceded more than we should have done, and massively underscored too, really. And I think a lot of that was that first half of the season. In the second half, I think really all we did was just start them actually being able to take those chances, and just never could quite catch up with the deficit that they were already under. I wonder what they were like before we came in now, because that suggests that they might have been quite high up on the expected stuff even before we got here. Now, of course, most of them aren't actually finished yet. United look pretty much... well, they are champions. Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal into the Champions League spots. Although, actually, no. Brighton or Southampton could definitely occupy that last Champions League spot as well. It's definitely up for grabs there. Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday and either Villa, Palace or Fulham are looking very likely to go down. Over in Spain, Real Madrid win the league. Imagine that. Barca, Real Sociedad and Atletico in there as well. FC Andorra were in the top flight. I genuinely did not notice that. How did I not notice that FC Andorra were in the top flight in Spain? Fairly certain that these guys start as a 4th tier side. That is ridiculous. I mean, they got absolutely dicked, but wow. Albacete are going to survive relatively comfortably, as you'll see. Incredibly, PSG are not bottling it, but they are actually close to getting maybe overtaken potentially by Saint-Etienne. It's still unlikely, but still very impressive from both them and Lyon. Montpellier look like they might well have dragged themselves, not completely out of the mud, but very close to it. Angers and Lorient go down in the Bundesliga. Heidenheim incredibly look like they might well stay up another season, although they could still go down in the end, potentially. Dortmund are champions, though. No real huge surprises. Nuremberg there. Augsburg having a poor season as well. Over in Serie A, Sassuolo are champions for the second season in a row, and the fourth season out of 5 now. Overmars, finally back in the team for them. Don't know how Jarderson managed to get the highest rating if he's not been playing, but there you go. Only 4 defeats for the season for Sassuolo as well. Crotone, Spal, and Genoa go down over in Italy. Well, technically, their season isn't over yet. Well, would you look at that? Villesta, still 3rd tier. Upon being relegated, Ermis have had a pretty poor season and look very unlikely. In fact, they're not going to be returning to the top flight anytime soon, apparently. Szeged, having returned to the top flight, are looking very comfortable and likely to remain in there as well. Puskás Academy retained the title again after that random season where Diosduri just won it and then came like 9th the following year. And you'd have already seen Osasuna, of course, in the Spanish one there. And yeah, classic stuff. Dinamo Zagreb winning things as per. Here ends another season of Survival Specialist. Honestly, this is the best one we've had so far in terms of just the overall output from the team since we took over. It does feel like they were just waiting for something like that, and it almost felt like they started to turn the form around a little bit before we even got here. Because our first game was Vitesse, but they'd actually been unbeaten in 3 before that, taking points off PSV Eindhoven and winning 3-0 away at NEC. So clearly, it just makes me think that perhaps they just had a really bad start and got a bit unlucky, and then just we were able to take in there and just claim all the glory. Next season, I really do want to take on an absolute monster of a challenge if we can find one. Like that Belgian side, who, by the way, only got relegated by 10 points in the end, which does make you wonder if the Kim Min factor could have maybe even kept them up. I don't know, but that's the sort of challenge I want to look for next season. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what team that could possibly be. Imagine if we'd gone FC Andorra. I didn't even see them. I don't know how. I guess they obviously just weren't caring about their manager getting sacked or something. Because, yeah, that's the only way, surely. But nevertheless, if you've enjoyed this season of Survival Specialist, drop a like. That would be tremendous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for another lovely job hunt. God knows where we'll end up next, but I'm excited to find out. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.